Most of my kids stayed at home until they were 18 to 20. And I felt pretty comfortable at those times because I felt they were ready to manage things for themselves. Mm-hmm. And they were. But it was a time that it was difficult to let go in some senses because you knew they were going to make some mistakes. But I also knew that they needed to make those mistakes themselves if they're going to make them, and not bail them out when they made bad decisions, because there's consequences to everything we do. And so I can never remember bailing my kids out of any kind of trouble, either financially or any way that they get into. Not that I absolutely would not have done it, but the object is to make them responsible adults and move in that direction. But that was kind of a hairy period of time too. And my kids were always in sports, so we attended, so many sporting events, baseball, football. But our one son played football, got a scholarship to college on football, and then played some professional football too.
Professional football, I hadn't remembered that.
Started with New England first, and then ended up with the Browns.
Wow, that's cool.
So we saw a lot of baseball and football games, and enjoyed every minute of it. We still talk about it as some of the best times we had with our family, because it sometimes meant traveling. Mm-hmm. And so we really enjoyed that. We had a big van that we hauled everybody in, and they took their friends along, and so we had a lot of enjoyable years through the sports stage.
So a couple of themes. One would be camping together, and then sports together. Or a couple of ways that you guys had family activities.
Yes, yeah.
Spiritually, how did things change, if at all, moving into the adult years with your children?
We always expected, and our kids knew this, Sundays we all went to church together. And I can remember starting out in our station wagon some Sundays in snow, and they thought we were crazy, but we didn't make any excuses for not going. And so the expectation was that we'd all attend church together as a family. And we did do that. And so they were involved in youth programs, and it helped them to select some good friends too through those times. And so I think that was a very important part of their spiritual development too.
Nowadays, all of your children are grown. Spiritually, how do you interact with them these days?
It's different with each one because they're all in a different place spiritually themselves. So I have a lot of free and open conversations with some of them on spiritual things, and in others I don't push it. If there any discussions come up, it's an obvious time to speak, because I don't push any agendas with them. They're responsible adults and successful people, and they can think for themselves. Sometimes I'll challenge them, but I never enter into their life without being invited. And that has given us a pretty good relationship with all of our kids. In fact, we have a very good relationship with all of our kids.